It's going to be coming on Facebook. Sorry,
where's your little snapper? Where's your snapper?
Yeah, when I've got my vision.
I fixed
That's
it.
the official. Yeah,
That's
so when
that's the official. Let's go.
The official is when I've got it. Okay.
Go.
You fixed it. Snap. Welcome Monday morning minutes with myself, Michael Burgio, and co-host, the infamous Mark Novak. Yes. And this morning we're going to be talking about giving it to your agent, and basically what agreements vendor engages real estate agents different ways and how it may look for a consumer. Because what sparked this was I was just scrolling. G'day, Michael. I hope you're well. I was just scrolling through like platforms, and when you're looking at properties and then you see two agents on it, and then I was like, well, from a client's point of view, how would they know what that means and why there's two agents, and does it affect them? And I think it does to a certain, it does, especially when it comes to an open or conjunction when you're on a property and you know who's really incentivized to get you the deal. Mark, what are the three types of agreements and ways?
Open agency, which is just like this. That's like tarting it around. It's it's tarty tart. Co-agent, where you're officially and exclusively appointing two agents only. So the open agency, I'll tell you about them. We'll drill into them a bit more. And then exclusive agency, which is you're committed to one, one's committed to you. So the open agency is a bit like a swingers party. Yeah,
you can give it to multiple agents. So give it to multiple agents, say whoever you got for it. See how you go. Yeah. Most of they're not, so go through and then we'll go through pros and cons, I reckon.
Okay, let's talk about open. Let's talk about exclusive first. Let's give us the good, wholesome, honest to goodness. So this is when we're talking about this appointment, it's actually it's a sheet of paper that you give a real estate agent that puts down that you are appointing that agent, and you got three different ways you can appoint an agent. So when you
morning, Lisa Kramer, thanks for saying happy Monday. Andrew Cole, happy Monday as well, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's good to see you back. Hey guys. Go on, Mark. So
all right. So when you appoint an agent as an exclusive agent, you're signing a piece of paper saying, hey, if you get the price that I'm happy with, that price can also vary, by the way. You're not committing it on that agreement. If you get the price that I'm happy with, I will pay you a selling fee, an incentive fee of blah, blah percentage on settlement, on exchange, whatever that is. So it sort of sets out those terms, but you're giving it to one agent,
Yep. And I particularly, obviously we're a little biased, but I do always reckon that is, I think there's probably not many occasions where an alternative would be better, but we can get through that. But I do like the exclusive agent because I'd rather one agent working 100% for that deal, because we do know if you're giving it to two agents and there's really a half chance of them selling, and then they've got other clients where they're guaranteed basically the fee because they're the only agent. I do feel majority of the time the agent does work harder on the exclusive agreement with that exclusive client than necessarily on an open, because there's, especially when you're doing a lot of volume, where there's a lot of time that goes into it. And I think you tend to find when it's an open listing that most of the agents may only spend really, let's say, half their time because they're not guaranteed for the sale. Where I think a lot of owners think it's the other way around. You give more agents that you got more people working for you, but I think it's just fact, like they're actually probably not working as hard for you.
So guys, if you just tuned in, we're talking about giving your property to sell to an agent as exclusive, the option. With that, Michael, I reckon also when someone's committed to you, you're committed to them.
Yeah.
If someone's a little bit dubious to get into a relationship, you're a bit dubious to give your time. And I know it's a business relationship, but you can really liken it to a relationship that's like a personal relationship. It's any relationship. Like you're always going to get more out of the person if you're committed to them one-to-one.
Yes. Okay. So then so it talks about open listing v conjunction, like a co-agency, because they probably look the same. They look the same on the portals. You've got two agents two agents, two companies on the front, but on the back end, it is totally different, isn't it? Right? Like, so a conjunction, Mark, would be two agents, and they split the comp. Let's say it's 2%, and it's they've probably just done 50-50. Doesn't matter who you call. If you buy it through John, Crystal gets half, compared to an open agency. If they're on the same ad, if you call John and John buys and you buy through John, Chris gets paid nothing. So that's sort of the difference.
That's correct. So
Cutting out a bit on Instamark.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe turn off your Wi-Fi. But I think when you've got two agents and you're appointing two agents, you can pay them two different ways. You can halve the commission between the two agents, and that's going to be like, guys, we're going to make sure you don't fight over the buyer, but we are going to, so you're going to go halves on fee, but it's a fee guarantee for both. Or you can say winner takes all, and that's obviously a little bit of it's quite rough, and that's when there's the two agents on it, and they're fighting for the right, but they're both advertising. But I think as you're right, as a consumer, like, I think you're like, shit, these guys can't sell the property. When you see it advertised on realestate.com with two agents, you're like, what's wrong with this place? Why do they need to have two agents? Because no one else has two agents.
Yeah, so a lot of the time it comes to it may be in commercial, it could be the client generally just has a relationship with two agents and doesn't want to choose a lot of the time. Like, they've done maybe 3 or 4 deals with you, they've seen you've done a lot in the area, and they simply can't choose, and they just say you're doing it together. Or they perceive, let's say, a city agent has this international reach, and then you're the local agent. I think if you're going to do a combination, like I can see merit behind that. There's having two local agents on it, sort of, I don't know, weird. That's a bit weird, but I see having the city agent V and local.
Well, we did it across the road from the office where it was a co-agency. We had, I think it was Colliers and us, and we had 11 shops across the road from the office that we were selling. And the owner's attitude was that, the city agent was going to get that international inquiry and investors. And the owner's attitude was we had a strong local content of buyers. So they wanted to tap into both markets.
And in hindsight, we sold 11. You've got to know your area. Like, if you're in an area where there's you got to listen to the agents. If there's a lot of locals buying, then do you necessarily need to? Like on that example, it was 11 to 12 we sold, and they're all locals for that type of property. So it's and
that one they did sell. We both introduced the buyer at the same time.
Yeah, and because it makes it better rather than fighting over the buyer. I think I reckon if you're going to go into it, as much as you hate it when you say you sell 80% of them, I think for the consumer's point of view, it's better if it's not a free for all, because then it can get a bit messy. Some agents can ruin that consumer experience because, like, no, you called me first, and they make it a bit nasty, and deals can get lost when an agent.
Yeah, the reporting was difficult as well. Like when the owner's getting reporting from their agent, it doubles the reporting, it doubles the agent interaction. So you look at how much interaction we have with someone that's selling. We can speak to you up to 10 times a day when you're selling your place. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you're dealing with two agents, make that 20 times a day. I reckon it's a little bit more taxing on the owner when you've got dual agency, co-agency appointments.
Yeah. And I find where I see it can work best, or I've done it, is almost when you don't want the best price. I know that sounds weird, but I think this is a fact, because let's say the asset's worth 3.9 and you're happy to take 3.8 and you really want a quick sale, give it to everyone. It's under market, first and best dress. That can really see it work, because when you have an open listing, when you're an agent solely for that property, you can really, it's a whole timeline. You're working with buyers to get the best price. You may be negotiating with a couple of weeks, building it up. G'day, Amal, thanks for watching on Insta. You're really building that campaign up. You're negotiating, And sometimes you need a bit of time because your underbidder may be doing the final checks of approval and you're waiting a week to, like, there's just building blocks to getting that price and knowing you get the most for it. But when you're competing against other agents and when there's an option of potentially not selling it, you're a bit rushing it and you're just trying to get that deal across the line. But that's okay if that owner has that go, I just want it sold quickly and I don't really want you going building blocks for the best price. It's just, I need it sold now.
What about your Brookvale example that we were talking about the other day on instant media? Like, I think that there was a war between two buyers and it ended up not being a war of who's going to pay the best price.
Yeah, it's who can buy the quickest, it turns into.
Yeah, because you sort of just wanted it sold so you could get the commission, and the other agent just wanted it sold so they could get the commission.
Yep.
And it was a race to who could get it done quicker. But if you had both of those buyers on your books, you would sort of start tipping them off each other and saying, guys, you've really, only one of you can buy this. You've really got to come up to the best price. So the owner, by having two agents selling the property, they changed the rules of engagement a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just did the best you could for your buyer. They did the best they could for their buyer to get an exchange, and it didn't become a race on price. It became a race on time.
Yeah. And in this example, that's okay because that's what the owner wanted. They had their price. It was, which is okay. So I think as owners out there, you sort of need to know what's your situation. But if it's very difficult if you've got a property and you got expectations of, let's say the market says it's worth $1 million and you're really wanting 1.3, you're not going to, it's very hard to get it with that conjunction open structure because you need that. You need to build those blocks, competition within buyers to get there. And when it's a bit of a free for all, you don't get it. You just get people throw it there.
So we've talked about property selling property exclusively with if you're appointing an agent, one agent, which is exclusive. Yeah. We've talked about co-agent, which is appointing two agents to sell your property. And then we've also still got to talk about the swingers party type
open
of agency agreement, the open agency.
Yep, and that's where you may see multiple ads online. So is there any difference, Mark, when you see the portal of let's say two companies, 4 agents, who do you know who to call? Like, are they all, like, do you just send an inquiry to all of them? One you like the name of? Is there any sort of, there's not really a way someone knows who's the smartest on the campaign, is there? There's not like...
I think it's a bit of a guess to see, who's going to deal with it the most professionally you want, like a solid brand, a professional operator, because this is going to be an asset that you're purchasing. You want it handled professionally. So I think sometimes you can look at, if you see it through a couple of different agents, try to choose the one that's the better operator by reputation.
Yeah, Michael Edwards made a good point. 3 different agents, 3 different stories. And that's where that can come undone a lot, especially when buyers start playing agents off each other. They will call both.
Yeah,
the one thing I've learned,
say that. Yeah.
The buyer is going to call both agents.
Yeah.
And if you've got a not so sharp agent, sharp agent, and they're just telling 2 different things or not explaining it the same way, it can really be detrimental to it, especially with it comes down to price where you're trying to build them in and they go, well, that agent said I can buy it for that. And you're like, well, fuck. I was at least saying you may have paid more. Like, yeah, that's a big one. 3 different stories.
And also as an owner, you're potentially putting the best buyer opposite a phenomenal agent in the marketplace and a really bad agent in the marketplace. And I guess you sort of don't know. It's risky business, hey? Yeah. It's risky business.
And at least generally with if you're going to do it, I do prefer exclusive because then you generally you're putting the marketing money behind it. You're backing one horse to get you the best price, which you've obviously done a lot of vetting to get there. And then at least a conjunction because the one ad, because the thing is, you could choose one agent and do a $5,000 campaign. You paid out your money because with an open listing, you're not going to give each agent $5,000, and an agent's not really going to invest much money nor time when they've got a 1 in 5 chance of selling it. So therefore, your property's not getting the marketing exposure into that marketing place with the portals as well. So I think you've just really got to assess your scenario and the pricing you want to achieve and which way would do best. There's obviously times when they all can work. You've just got to know it.
It's a race to get it sold, not a race to get it sold at the best price. Yeah. Because when there's 3 agents on it, it's like, you're happy with that? Bang, let's do this. Whereas when it's exclusive, it's like, let's assess, let's pace this. Let's look around. Let's make sure we're nailing every single avenue before we close it out.
Yeah, like give me another couple of days. I'll call every buyer back and make sure it's at last, and just like you've got time.
Well, it's exclusive. You've got time to sort of to map it out and get the best price. Have we got any questions or any g'days to say?
Yeah, so Mal's there. What a great game last night. I didn't watch it. Apparently, he got a little angry. Mark was saying, anyone got some light on that? Was it a red call or?
I didn't watch it either because I was at a wedding. But
Novak getting angry, never.
Yeah, we don't get angry. He got a bit antsy. Hey, look at that. He did get a bit antsy. It just, I think the crowd didn't like it by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I'm sure our feed will come up on our feed. Oh, I've turned the camera around. I'm just liking the comments, as you can see there. All righty. Anything else we want to add there? But I think it was the main thing, just explaining the 3 different ones, and going for that.
So look, my advice to everyone out there that's selecting an agent: love the one you're with, choose your agent, go exclusive. Don't worry about dual agent. Don't worry about open agent where you got 2, 3, 4, 5 agents. Just pick a great bloody agent and run with it.
Yeah. And the end of the day, if you're not happy, you don't sell it. You take it off the market. You're not committed, take it off, go with another agent.
Shorten the agreement up instead of doing a 90-day agreement, do a 20-day agreement.
There you go.
Or a 30-day
That's
agreement.
The point. I reckon instead of do a 30-day agreement, do a 60-day agreement, but pick your horse, back it, and then reevaluate if they don't deliver on what you're wanting.
Awesome.
All righty, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching and tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow morning as well, so we'll go from there. All righty, guys.
That's it. And keep an eye on our podcast. Really good real estate repertoire of information on the podcast we've included. And if you have any friends or family that are interested in this topic, please whack their name in here.
Yep.
Know someone just about to appoint a real estate agent and not sure, so this may help.
Perfect. Thank you. Cheers.
See you, everyone. Have a great week.
You too. Bye.